The Towering Inferno.
The Towering
Sebastian
Inferno.
Alexander
Okay.
Fundora. 17-0 with 1 draw, 12 knockouts. From
There you
West
go.
Palm Beach, Florida originally, currently resides in Coachella, California. 23-year-old southpaw, 6'5" and a
6'5".
half.
Wow.
Yo, that's crazy.
I just met a 6'5", 154-pounder. I don't know if you've ever gotten a chance to spar someone by the name of Leon Lawson.
Nah, I don't know who that guy is.
You're going to meet him. He fights the day after Jamel Charlo and Castano. Lubin and Jason Rosario on the undercard of Tank. He fights the day after on that Sunday. And he's fighting your opponent. So you got it. The reason I'm telling you is because I know once he's on television that Sunday, they're going to reference you because you're the only other 6'5", 154-pounder. And he is evidently the other 6'5".
Is he a southpaw?
I gotta go look at my footage. I did record him doing some work, so I gotta look at my footage. He's trained by Kevin Cunningham, and he's fighting Nathan Gallimore, someone you faced. I don't know if you remember Gallimore, right?
Yeah, a couple fights ago. Yeah.
Cool. So you're with Samson Lewickovic. Tell us how that came about. We know that Samson always finds, fantastic talent like Pacquiao, Benavidez, and obviously yourself. How'd you link up with Samson?
We're close friends. So he gave us a chance to fight on one of his cards, and we showed that we can do something in the sport. And from there, history is made.
So you met him in America or abroad somewhere?
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah, met him over here.
All right. And you also have a sister that fights. She just made her pro debut. No? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Damn, Sebastian,
Good. I think it was.
Don't be so dry, champ. Give me something. Are you able to hear us well? Maybe it's the no speakers. No headphones.
The audio's like off.
Yeah, it's because you don't have any headphones. It's kind of looping back in. But
it'll be better. I got some headphones.
Yeah, it would be way better.
That would probably help.
Yeah, you would understand us.
Yeah. So again, just a couple things so far. Sebastian Fundora, who is 17-0 with 12 knockouts, recently fought Jorge Cota, who is somebody who's been in the ring with a lot of great fighters. And in that fight, Sebastian scored a TKO in the 4th round, and that was back on May 1st at the Dignity Health Sports in Carson. And if you remember, that was the Omar Figueroa, Abel Ramos, Chris Arreola, Andy Ruiz pay-per-view. And before that, he did fight in December against Habib Ahmed, who was 27-1 at AT&T in Arlington. And as Ness mentioned before, Nathaniel Gallimore, which was a pretty big fight during COVID. It was one of the bigger fights that we were looking forward to at a time when a lot of people weren't fighting. So he's on quite a streak right now. Really upping the
Didn't he beat Jamonte Clark too?
He did, yeah. He did beat Clark and Daniel Lewis after that, who was 6-0, and Hector Zaveda, who was 17-0, and Donnie Marshall, who was 10-0. Sebastian has been taking a lot of people's O's over the past couple years, and so definitely you're in a very good place, Sebastian. What is it? How does it feel on this roll? This momentum. What's it like?
It's good. Yeah, this is what we train for. We train hard for the victory every single time, and that's what we get.
Does that kind of confidence carry over to each fight? I mean, obviously, you have to kind of leave, what you did and then move on. That's the nature of the game. But beating guys like Gallimore and Ahmed and Cota in a row, I mean, does that kind of does that momentum carry for you? Do you take that with you?
Of course. These names that we're fighting, they're pretty big in the division we're in, and it makes my confidence it boosts up my confidence for every fight. So,
what do you walk around at, real quick? What weight do you walk around at, if you don't mind?
Around 160. Nothing crazy.
Wow, you carry the weight so well.
168, 160?
No, 158, 160.
Yeah.
That's your walk around?
Yeah, I walk it this way. That's why I make weight every single time. You won't see me miss weight.
Yo, you carry the weight.
Why don't you go down to welterweight then? I mean, I know that sounds crazy, but in theory, if you're walking around at 158 and you're fighting at 154, you're fighting bigger men. I mean, obviously you're taller than them, but weight-wise...
You have fought at 147 before, correct?
Never fought at 147.
Really?
I'm comfortable at 154. I'm going to stay at 154. It's not a problem for me to make weight. I'm comfortable at this weight. I'm this weight. 147 is not a question for me.
Awesome.
Definitely. Just asking, man. I mean, wow, 158, that's only like 4 pounds above. So like on fight night, you don't even gain 15 pounds then, right?
Nope. On fight night, I'll weigh 161. Wow. That's the most I'll be weighing.
Wow. So you can pretty much stay here your whole career, you think?
As long as my body will let me. You know, I could move up. I could just shoot up weight. Eventually, when I grow up, I get fill in or something like that. But for now, I'm gonna fight at 154.
Yeah,
I have to believe you're gonna get there one day. I mean, because you're so young 23. Still. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's only 23. It makes sense. In a little bit, maybe. That's amazing. Wow. Congrats, man. Congrats. So, how are you dealing with the anticipation? Is there any for you knowing that like you're on or you're with a promoter in a network that has all the belts essentially and eventually you are like at the door of becoming the world champion?
No, this is I think we're at a great pace, and the place where I'm at right now is where I deserve to be because I work hard for what I have, and I'm gonna continue to work hard and when I get it, I'm gonna continue to work hard after that because we're always growing, and if you want to keep growing, you have to keep training and keep your head in the game and focus on everything you have.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's blurred out because that's the way that the application works to blur your background. But it looks like you have all your medals behind you and your belts.
Yeah.
From the amateurs, is that what's behind you?
That's actually my sister's. That's my sister's. All that stuff back there is my sister's. Probably the only two things I have back here is the gloves and the 2 medals I got from the last 2 eliminators. But most of that's my sister. Wow. She's the real deal.
Well, let's talk to her. No, I'm just kidding. No, listen, you obviously have a lot of stuff going for you. I'm sure you have a room full of medals and stuff back there. What are the things at this point? Because you've only fought 17 or 18 times, I guess. You're still not just young, but you're young in your career. But you've already beaten guys like Cota. You've beaten guys like Higgins. You've beaten guys, like Clark,
Gallimore.
Yes. Like I mean, it's already here. What's left on the checklist? I mean, because I don't imagine you would say like, I'm ready to step in tomorrow with the top dog. But at the same time, I can't imagine what's left on that checklist for you.
A former world champion. He needs a former world champion.
Okay, that's a good point. Sure.
Oh yeah, a former world champion or to become world champion myself. That's the ultimate goal.
So you want to skip it, huh? You want to go straight to like do you see yourself fighting the champion, or do you think like after Castano and Charlo that the belts will be vacant? Like maybe Jermell moves up or something.
Whatever the promoters have, PBC has lined up for us. If we're fighting the champion, there's no better way to win the champion than to win the belt than fighting the champion himself. But if they vacate the belts and we have to fight for a vacated belt, that's fine too. Either way, we're still gonna become champion.
Have you been watching Jermell his last couple of fights?
Nah, not really. We'll see the highlights and stuff like that, but we just focus on what we have and what we're working on and our path.
Are you a fan of boxing? Do you watch it normally, or?
I watch the people I know. Say like Benavidez, I'll watch Benavidez. I'll watch, I guess the fighters I like, the heavyweights, Deontay Wilder or Fury, something like that. That's what I like.
Who you picking in that fight? They just had their press conference Tuesday.
I'm gonna go with Fury. Wilder. I went with Wilder last time. Everybody was surprised with that. Wilder's looking a lot more sharp, but I think Fury has his ticket now. It'll probably work again. But, who knows? Who knows? Wilder's coming in sharper, so who really knows?
Yeah. So, excuse me. I have some questions from the people. Let me pull those up. First one's coming from San Antonio, Texas. James Valdez says, first off, congratulations on impressive win, champ. Second, thank you for coming on the Boxing Voice Radio and engaging with us boxing fans. My question, if it were up to you, name your next 3 opponents. Politics aside, up to you. Who does Sebastian want?
Well, we have our next opponent lined up already, Sergio, what's his name? Garcia. Sergio Garcia.
Oh, wow.
So that's one. And then the next two after that, I guess whoever has the belts, This division's always flip-flopping. So this is going to be probably another eliminator. So we'll see who has the belts. We're fighting all these eliminators. We're going to have to fight for the belt eventually.
Sebastian, are you on like Wi-Fi or something? And if not, can you get on it? Because sometimes it's going to like in and out. That being said, I love that fight. Your promoter sent out a press release saying that fight is signed, sealed. The only thing, we don't know where it's going to be. Do you know what television, what network, what card it'll be on? And we lost them.
Hello, you hear me?
We hear you.
There you go. Yeah, he got a call.
Yeah, I think it's PBC. Well, most likely it's 100% PBC. But
you don't have a date yet, though, right?
Scheduled, but what's that?
You don't have a date yet, right?
We don't have a date, but that's for sure. PBC. Hopefully, I am the headliner. So that'll be nice.
Wow, with Sergio, you think?
I hope so. It's a big fight. So
now, did you watch his last fight, Sergio Garcia? He's pretty good, bro.
Yeah, we're pretty good too. That's why we're fighting him.
Obviously, you're good. I know that. But what did you think of him and his last performance? Let me double check who he fought.
It was against Gregory Trinell. Was his last fight, and then he fought Pablo Mendoza. Before that, he fought.
The two biggest ones for him obviously was Rabchenko and Cheeseman. He upset Cheeseman.
Yeah, Rabchenko.
He upset Cheeseman. Then he got the win over Rabchenko. Did you see any of those two?
Nah, I never watch tapes about the other fighters. I just do what I need to do. And it always comes out. I cover all my bases, whether he's going to box on the inside, box on the outside. And it always works for me, It always works for me. So that's what we're going to do for this guy, too.
Now, this will be the tallest fighter you fought, I think. He's 5'11", basically. 5'11 and a half. He even put the half, so he wants every bit of his. Does that matter?
Nope. Height's not a problem for me. Height is not a problem for me. We're obviously way taller than him, so I guess until we fight a guy that's 7 feet or let's say 6'8", we'll start thinking about the height. But for now, it's not a problem.
For sure. Tell me, how is it for you in sparring? I guess because you're such a name at this point, is it easy to get sparring? Or
that's what I was wondering.
In the beginning, being so tall but so light, like, did you have to find yourself just sparring heavier people because they were the taller men? How was it coming up? Because I know now you're a name. You probably just pay for sparring and come into your gym. But like when you first started, it couldn't have been easy.
No, it's always been easy, actually. It's always been easy. Yeah, especially through the pandemic, everybody's been saying that they've been having hard times and stuff. I have a gym in my backyard, so we're bringing the sparring. It's never been a problem with bringing the sparring. People always want to work with us. People are always trying to work. The people that we have around in our team, they always want to work. They have the same mentality as us, and they're ready to work. So,
is that where you hold camp?
Yep, in my house.
And what is that like? I mean, I imagine the comfort makes it, it's like a two-way street. Like you could get too comfortable, but at the same time, it could also help you to alleviate the stress, right?
Yeah, but my life is boxing. We sleep, we eat, we train. That's all we do. That's all we do. My life is a camp.
You sound very militant, man. I'm very intrigued.
Yeah.
We have another one here from Mr. Adore who says, "Hope you're well, champ. It looks like you've sparred Israel Masvidal recently. What are your thoughts on him as a fighter, and do you see yourself facing him in the future?"
He's a cool guy, only like 3 rounds. It wasn't that much of anything, so he's a good guy. That's all I can say. He's a good guy.
But is he a good fighter? I mean, there's a lot of people that talk about hype train stuff, and
Mario, that smirk sounds like he put some paws on him.
He put some paws on him. Is that what happened, Sebastian? You do that?
Like I said, I can't talk about sparring because then people get mad and stuff like that. But he's a good guy. He's a good guy. Very nice.
Nice. That's what's up.
I think you're being nice.
Yeah, shout out to you, man, for giving him some work. We got Rue in a 504 New Orleans who says, "Do you plan?" Well, you just made that clear, but I'll say it anyway. Do you plan to move up in weight in the future? You kind of answered that already.
Yeah. Well, if my body lets me, I can't even go past 165, 170. So we'll see.
We got Coach Myers in Connecticut that says, "With Undisputed at 154 pounds around the corner, if Charlo wins and vacates all the titles, do you have plans to move towards a certain belt or have plans to try and fight for one of those vacant titles?"
Whatever they have planned for me. Whatever they planned for me. So we fought a WBA eliminator, we fought a WBC eliminator, so probably one of those 2 belts.
But you prefer the green belt over the black belt, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, the green one's the nicest.
We got 40 Thief that says, "Top 3 favorite fighters to watch all time. Wishing much success to you." So your favorite top 3 fighters to watch all time, active or inactive?
I like Juan Manuel Marquez because he's a strong fighter. I like Gennady because he's another strong fighter. And
Great
one
picks.
of these fighters that Canelo's doing.
Yo, you said that so casually. One of these other fighters, Canelo.
No, I like that Canelo guy. You ever heard of him?
Oh man, we lost him. He got bad service. Where is he in
Throws a
Arizona?
little bit.
Is he in Arizona?
There we go.
You're in Arizona? Where are you?
California.
Oh,
California. Coachella, correct?
Coachella? Man,
Yes,
they got
sir.
terrible.
You ever been? You ever been to Coachella?
Who, me?
No, Sebastian.
Sebastian?
So the music festival. No, I meant the music festival. I mean,
Nah, I have time for it.
Ain't have time for this. You a champ, man. You a champ,
bro. You're so focused. Wow, man. I didn't even know you were like this. I don't got time for that.
is that like your upbringing? Is your parents strict, or are you just so focused on boxing?
It's maybe it's a mixture of everything. My parents aren't really strict like that, but they always implanted in my brain to focus on work and to see things all the way through, and that's what we do. Work, keep working, and once you start working, you die. So that's that.
Yo, we got Emmanuel who says, well, you just answered this. Do you foresee yourself moving upper divisions, even heavyweight? Again, I guess if your body
heavyweight. Yo, what are they trying to do to my man?
If my body lets me, I feel like I have the power to do like 6 or 5 different divisions. So we'll see. We'll see. If the weight comes on, we'll see.
That would be cool.
Let me see. We got another one here from Young Tigre that says, Bud continues not to fight the top 147-pound fighters. What are your thoughts on that? Bud meaning Terrence Bud Crawford.
You know, actually, a couple of my friends were talking about this today. I don't think it's that he doesn't want to fight these fighters. Of course, he wants to fight them. The Pacquiao, the Spence, Ugas. But it's the promotion. Everybody wants a piece of the pie, and they're not giving him a share. And that's the thing, you know. He's a big name, too. He's one of the pound for pounds, too. So we'll see if they ever get to an agreement like Fury and Wilder. But right now, we don't have anything.
All right. Next one is from B-Lo in Phoenix, Arizona. He says, thanks for coming on. Excuse me. He says, Phoenix, Arizona. He says, thanks for taking the time to come on the Boxing Voice. How old were you when you started boxing, champ? And how did you get the nickname? Also, keep up the good work. You're definitely exciting to watch.
I started competing at 8 years old, but I always been boxing my whole life. My father was a fighter. My brother was a fighter. My mom was a fighter.
Wow.
We're all fighters. The whole family is full of fighters. So, yeah, I've been boxing my whole life. But the nickname, it came from my promoter. He mentioned about some movie back in the 80s or something like that. And it just fit, you know, our style. I think we're pretty explosive. We bring the fight to people and the height. Towering Inferno, if it's perfect.
So you've never seen Towering Inferno?
Nah, I haven't even seen the remake, the Skyscraper, I think.
Oh, yeah, I never saw that one. But I did see the Towering Inferno. It's a good movie. You should check it out one day.
Just taught me, son. I didn't even know that was the remake.
I didn't.
Sounds like it. It seems like it, at least.
I think the basic plot is pretty much like the same.
Yeah.
So, how many amateur fights did you have?
So much. I don't even remember.
It was that
we used
many?
To fight, we used to fight like 2 or 3 times every weekend. So
do you have
8
constant?
Do you have any national wins? Like national championship wins?
Not anything like my sister got all that, like the Junior Olympics and stuff like that. I saw my sister; she got all that stuff. But I would make it to the finals and then get robbed and stuff. That's we got tired of it. At 16, I decided I wasn't going to fight amateur no more, and we just focused on the pros.
So 8 years in amateurs.
At 16, you decided you were not going to be an amateur no more?
I mean, we turned pro at 18. We did turn pro at 18, but those 2 years were just focusing on getting stronger and getting ready for the professionals.
Was it because did you feel like you had a pro style? Like, was that what it was, or?
It just, you fight so much times and you get robbed so much times. It kind of like,
it just stings.
You get tired of it, the favoritism and stuff.
Of course.
You get tired of it.
All right. We got another one from, I hope I'm right here. Houston. Brandon says, "What's up, Sebastian? Thanks for coming on the show. When you rewatched your fight with Cota, were you happy with the distance you chose to fight? I asked that because you fought that whole fight almost inside."
What's that again? Say it again.
So he asked, when you rewatched your fight with Jose Cota, were you happy with the distance you chose to fight in? And he asked specifically because you fought very close on the inside.
Yeah, well, Cota wanted a war, and the fans wanted a war, so we gave him a war. That's exactly what they wanted, so we gave him it. And we brought it to him. He said he was gonna come run us over, teach us a lesson since we're a young fighter, and he didn't get to do that. And I felt like every round we took easy. We got hit a couple rounds in that fight, but or a couple times in that fight, but it's boxing. It's boxing, especially from that close of a range, it's going to happen, but none of the punches were effective, and we did our thing, and we got the stoppage.
Sebastian,
is it important for you? Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm falling in love with this guy. I never knew that you had this sort of person. I actually was ready to conduct this interview like as a translator. For whatever reason, I thought you needed a translator because you're with Samson. 99% of his fighters are like Latin American that can't speak English. I'm over here brushing up my Spanish like, Sebastian, ¿cómo está? You know what I'm saying? And you speak English and you're like fun, man. So I thank you for the interview.
But you are Mexican American, correct, right?
Yes.
Is it important for you to kind of embody the idea of what a Mexican fighter is? Like you said, oh, we wanted to go to war. We went to war. You gave the fans a show. Is that important for you?
Not to embody it. I just think that's who I am. They have a lot of Mexican fighters. They have a lot of Mexican fighters that are boxers now. Look at Valdez.
Absolutely.
He bucks the hell out of Burchett. Burchett's the fighter that goes forward and bangs and stuff like that and hits people hard. But yeah, Canelo. Canelo's more of a boxer now too. He's a counter puncher. So we're just there to fight. We're there to entertain the fighter. We're the fans, and that's what we do. It just so happens that we're Mexican and we like to find the inside. So I guess it fits the stereotype, but we just do our thing. The way we fight is the way Sebastian Fundora fights.
You mentioned Juan Manuel Marquez as one of your favorite fighters, and okay, I don't mean this from like the way y'all fight, like the way you look, but you remind me of him in the sense that you're multifaceted. Marquez was a guy who could counterpunch, but he was also a guy who could get into a dog fight. He was a dude who could do both, and you can do that. Like you obviously have the attributes to fight on the outside, but you showcased not just heart, but the ability, the actual skill to do it on the inside. And you didn't back down. And, those are my favorite fighters, the guys that are not just one dimensional. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Who's your trainer?
Thank you. My trainer?
Yes.
My father, Freddie Fundora.
Oh, okay. Has he ever made you watch Paul Williams tape or no?
I watched a couple Paul Williams fights.
Oh, really?
But no. Not really. No, we don't watch it. I'm not like, let's do some homework on him or anything like that. No.
Not a fan of that style?
Not that I'm not a fan. It's just, I feel like my style is like completely different from everyone else. It's just a whole different thing of boxing,
Oh, definitely. I think part of it's based on like the way you're built, you know what I mean? But at the same time, because like, you could do things that fighters your size don't typically do, whether they can or can't isn't the question. It's like what works for them. But you've been able to showcase, like I said, multifaceted skills.
I guess traditionally people see a tall guy like yourself and they want to say, oh, keep your opponent at the end of your punches.
At the end of your jab,
use your height, use your range, control the distance. Do you think if the time came, you could show us those attributes and you're just choosing to fight the way that you're fighting because you're getting the job done? Or like, I don't know. I just want to know, can you get on your toes and box if you had to? Can you turn into Tyson Fury if needed to?
Of course. If that's what the fight needs to be. This next guy that we're fighting, he's a boxer. So if he lets us box, then we'll make it a boxing match. But if he's going to come in there like Cota and try to bang, we're going to sit there and we're going to sit in the pocket and we're going to bang with him. Because I'm going to show you that I could beat you in both the games.
He's Earl Spence, man. He's going to beat you at your own game. I love it. We got a Big Casual that says, what up, champ? Which one of these former champions would you face next if you could choose? Tony Harrison, Jason Rosario, or Jarrett Hurd?
I want them all. It's just, the PBC, whoever they line me up with, they all been fighting. They all had a fight recently, or this Jason Rosario is fighting next month or this month, next week, whatever, something like that.
Yeah.
But we'll see whatever they have planned for me, because I never get to shoot. I never get to make the shots or call the shots or anything like that. So we'll see. I'll gladly fight all of them.
Let me ask you, as far as Sergio Garcia is concerned, because you fought in many different places, right? But for him, he's mostly fought in Spain. I think he has like one fight where he fought in the UK or something like that. I might be wrong, but Is that a like a not like a bad thing, but like, do you think that's something that is going to hold him back, or is that an advantage of yours that you've competed in world stages, different places, and he's kind of always had that hometown feel, and maybe not having that is going to hurt him at some point?
I don't think that should matter. To him, I don't think that should matter. He's a professional fighter. I expect 100% from him when he comes here to fight us here in America. Even if we were to fight him in Spain, I need him to come 100% because it is professionals, and if you don't take this sport seriously, you can really get hurt. So
that was tongue in cheek, right? Like that was tongue in cheek, or you would be literally willing to face him in Spain?
If that's what happened, I would do it. I don't have a problem. I'll go to his hometown and I'll beat him in his hometown. But this is where the fight is going to be here in America, so we'll see. We'll see. Well, he better bring in his 100%. That's all, because we're coming to fight and we're coming to win.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Sebastian. If if Samson can get you this fight in America, they love you, man. The networks like you, and so does Al, because Sergio, he's known to us. We're hardcores. I watched the Ted Cheeseman fight, which was a UK matchroom fight. So, like, you got to be a hardcore to know Sergio. You've been fighting. Like, you're giving him an opportunity. Honestly, you're more popular, I would say, internationally because you fight in America. Or I could be wrong, though. We got a few more for you before you run out of time. We got Victor Banuelos, who says, the fact that you walk around at 158, 160, does that mean that you can eat tacos de asada during camp? Bro, you literally hit a bar and enjoy beer and still make weight comfortably. No, he doesn't do any of that bad stuff, right?
Yeah, maybe not the alcohol. I don't do the alcohol, but those tacos.
But the asada, for sure.
You give me a whole plate of them, I'll eat them all.
Yo, I ain't turning down no asada. I promise you that.
That's what's up, man. We got Mr. PBC in Seattle that says, it's a beautiful day in the PBC neighborhood. What's your favorite anime, and keep up the good work?
Dragon Ball Z.
Nice.
Never go wrong with that one. Yeah. I always like the fighting, it's in me, so why not?
Yeah.
So one of our listeners, because this is a call-in show, like after interviews or after we talk about whatever we're talking about, we get the opinions of the callers. And one of the listeners has nicknamed you the Spider Crab. What do you think?
Yeah, I get that one. I get praying mantis. I get some weird stuff like that. But I take it as a compliment. Because those animals can be deadly. So, in their own world, my world's
absolutely.
Boxing,
so speaking of deadly animals, are you a hunter? Because I see like the whole, you got the Nike hunting camouflage on. Like, do you like shooting or what?
It's just I like the colors, I guess. The last fight we had a camo on too. Kind of a message that we're here to hunt the whole division. So we're here.
I like the way you think, brother. Listen, we're not going to take any more of your time. Those are all our questions. We appreciate you coming on, man. And we really had a great time. We wish you the best and would love to get you back on whenever you get a date and venue for Mr. Sergio Garcia.
Of course. Thank you guys for having me.
Thank you, brother.
Can
you please give out your social media for anybody watching that isn't following you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Seb_Fundora. And Twitter at Sebastian Fundora 1, and that's about it.
All right, Sebastian, thank you again, brother. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Sebastian
Thanks,
Fundora. That was actually better than I expected, honestly.
Because you expected to have to translate for it.
Yes, I expected I
don't blame you, because you're right. I mean, listen, as long as I've been doing this show, anytime you say we got a Samson fighter on, I'm like, Who's translating?
I can't even think of a Samson fighter that knows English. He's the first, I think. It's like, wow, that was cool. And he's actually has a great personality. Like, even that last statement, like, nah, we're wearing camo because we hunting the whole division down. It's like,
division,
okay.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. as always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.